Let me try to slow the windshield wiping down a little bit. Hey guys, what's going on? So I was going through, I found this article on how they're basically putting in textbooks how that Trump is a racist and his fault was a racist. They're putting this in school textbooks. So this is, hashtag homeschool. Craziness, right? But this is one of the things that woke me up too as a teacher. It was vaccines and the corruption in the medical industry, and also cancer and the cancer industry, and how people are thwarting medical, real medical cures to help people thrive, and going after people that are actually curing people. And the second part of my, I guess, awakening was education. So me coming from a family of teachers, and me being a teacher, I would see how in the curriculum, this is a way that they brainwash people. It's not only through, so you're getting it from all English, you're getting, you're brainwashing people from the media and through education, right? And then you brainwash academia, and then you brainwash people to defer and to, look up to people in academia to get your agenda. And then, they write textbooks. And then, so the people that aren't alive during, the youngins, I guess, the younger people who actually aren't experiencing what we're experiencing right now, they're going to read this textbook and we're going to think that, Trump is racist. So now, with me finding all this stuff out, it really makes me wonder, how much of what we are being told the truth. I don't know if I think I said that right. What is true and what isn't true, right? He who controls the past, he who controls the present controls the past, and he who controls the past controls the future. That's from 1984. It's very real though, you guys. And as I'm, making more commentary and vaccine videos, I'm working on a little mini movie. Those take me longer to do, just to gather the research and everything. Even though they're really short, I put more time, into doing it. It's it's easier to just kind of throw up a video like I'm doing now and have a commentary. But, I'm working on polio, something about polio, and how a lot of stuff has just been cut out now. And, you'll be able to go through and see some of the stuff just in medical journals, because even with medical journals, it's the academic thread that we use to kind of, fact check, so to speak, what was going on in the current time. And what I found just through the little bit of research that I've done, well, actually I've done a lot of research, but what I found is, they'll basically, it's like they're just ripping pages off books and they're just letting stay what they want, what the authorities want to stay. And then, they're not telling you about the doctors that were questioning the polio vaccine and the smallpox vaccine. They weren't telling about the numerous amount of outbreaks that they had for smallpox. That when Jenner invented it, it was amazing and everybody agreed. But there's so many people that did not agree. And one of the people that did not agree, who I've come across, his name is Alfred Russel Wallace. He's a co-founder of natural selection. And you hear about Darwin, but you don't hear about him. I've never even heard of him until I actually made an effort to go and research him. And he was just as big as Darwin, just as, he was really important and at that time. But I think that people have just written him out of history, just erased him in history because of his views on vaccination. I know I had to throw some vaccine stuff in there, I'm sorry, but I want to get back to the Trump thing. Is I really love and adore and respect parents. I think it's the hardest job ever, but the most rewarding job, the most amazing job. I hope one day I get to do it. I love teaching, not teaching the system, but I love kids, and I know that I would like to think I've had a positive impact on some of my kids' lives that I taught. But I think this is just one of the hardest times to be a parent, especially if you have to work and you can't homeschool your kids. So more power to you, hats off to you. But as a person that's an outsider that doesn't have kids, I'm telling you what I see as a teacher. And this Trump thing just kind of was a reminder of it, about how they're training kids to think in a certain way, and they're putting them in AP textbooks. And this is the thing too, what they'll put them in very prestigious textbooks, right? They'll put them in So a person that's working really hard and is going to an AP class, you know, they're like, oh, but you know, it's an AP class, so it must be true. Like, you know, because people are brainwashed to think that higher academia doesn't lie, that they're virtuous and moral people, when it's usually it's further from the truth, right? And you know, think of all the people, you know, that have been murdered and experimented on in the name of science. Okay, in the name of science, people want to talk about how bad religion is. Yeah, you know, religion. You know, every religion has had, you know, its massacres and has done a lot of things to people, and is still doing things to this day, you know, and to other people in the name of religion. But science is also killing a lot of people. But the third leading cause of death is iatrogenesis, which is death by, like doctor, by medicine, medically induced death. Okay, third leading cause of death in America. Okay, so I mean, I don't really, I don't know how. I'm like I don't know how long it's gonna be in the near future. Though I really would like to have a panel on homeschooling. And I have a couple friends that do it, but they can't afford to do it. But I know that there are other options for people that can't afford to do it. Like there are communities where you can take turns and homeschool each other's kids, and kind of, you know, there are apps there to help with writing in your, you know, your curriculum and your attendance and how to keep rosters and stuff like that. So they're homeschooling conferences, I know, but I mean, if I had a kid, I would homeschool them, because it's just getting too much. Think about that. The government, the elite, the Illuminati, basically, they have access. They have more mental access to your kid. Like, you go to work 8 hours or more a day, and they're at school learning this crap. Okay, they're at school 5 days a week, 8 hours a day or more, depending on how long they stay at school. Most of the year, with what 9 months out of the year, something like that, over 12 years. Yeah, man, that's a perfect recipe for indoctrination. They're indoctrinating your kids. And then they have these, you know, YouTube videos where they're putting their agenda and using these fake news nerds to push their agenda. And then they also do it in movies and everything. And I mean, it's coming at you from every angle. I'm not trying to scare people, but I think for me, one of the best solutions is homeschooling. Even some of my friends that have homeschooled their kids, they still get, you know, they're still subject to the propaganda, because like they're watching YouTube and all this other stuff. So, you know, when I was younger, my parents put the fear of God in me, and I used to hate them so much. And I actually had to go back and apologize to them, because they would monitor what I watched. Like, by the time I was 17, I finished school like a year early, and I only went to college so I can get away from my parents. Really, I didn't really want to go to college because I knew I was an artist. I was like, I don't want to be in college. But I went to get away because my parents are super strict. But now I get it. I get why they were strict. I mean, they monitor like everything. Like, I couldn't even watch The Simpsons when they first came out. Like, okay, that was a little bit too extreme, but I get it. I get it. I just want to say, you know, for those of you who are too busy to kind of like, you know, check or think that your kid is okay when you leave them at school, I would, you know, look at their books. I go through their books and look at their curriculum and see what they're being taught in school. And yeah, anyway, all right, that's my thoughts on that. All right, guys, peace, love, bye. Mwah.